people are simple to think that the Lord has been giving you different chances and this, that, and the third. No, man. Everything that the nation of Israel's been going through is to refine them, man. All right, because that is to serve hardcore bondage. All right, to serve hardcore slavery here, man. And that's what's gonna make us remember His name, man. Bring us back to our Heavenly Father, man. All right. But like I said, it said, why did the heathen imagine a vain thing and rage, man? This is Psalms 2:1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Right. So it's talking about you Edomites, you Ishmaelites, Hamites, Moabites, Ammonites, so forth and so on. Y'all imagine a vain thing against Yahweh Shai, man, in this book, the prophecies. You actually think that you're going to overcome the prophecies, man, that you're going to frustrate prophecy. Everything's going according to plan, man. Everything that's going on right now in our time is according to the scriptures. All right? The apostles, the men of the Lord are back again, speaking against the great Babylon. All right? Just like in the time of when Nero, Caesar, Augustus, all of them, they had Yahweh Shai there, the main prophet, our big brother. He was there speaking against the heathens, man. And we're doing the same thing because it's 2,000 plus years and you're still waiting for Yahweh Shai to come back. But the Lord likes to do that. He controls time. It's not up to us and when He should come back. The Lord said you got to be ready and be on watch. Okay? But like it says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord. Right. And that's what they're doing, man. A lot of you people don't even know that Esau got all these different programs set up and he's preparing to fight against the Lord and he's preparing you to fight against the Lord. And right now, as you people walk, sleep, eat, talk, y'all are fighting against the Lord. Why? Because you resist the Spirit, man. You resist to do what is commanded of you. Okay? That's why the Lord is against any of those that are lukewarm, man. And if you're lukewarm, you better get out of that state and repent and get right, man. And start pushing. Right? Because that's you imagining a vain thing, showing that the Lord ain't going to come back. You think that the Lord ain't going to come back? Why? Because He's going to wait for you? The Lord is already speeding things up, man. People are dying left and right every day. All right? It says, the kings of the earth set themselves and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against His anointed. Right. So the rulers of the earth, they take counsel against the Lord and His anointed. All right? Just like they did it. We're in the time of Acts all over again, man. Nero's here, man. What, in a couple of months, they're going to do the elections. And there's going to be a lot of things, a lot of interesting things that are going to be going on, man. But going back to the time of Yahweh Shai, they were killing off the prophets, man, or the apostles. They were the Romans were against the anointed, man. Because when Yahweh Shai resurrected, went back to the Father, the Spirit came upon the apostles. So they were the anointed ones. All right? And they're imagining vain things against them, man. Things that are just making things that more detrimental to them, man. They're just like Antiochus Epiphanes. When Antiochus Epiphanes when it went to war with the Maccabees, at the end, when the Lord had determined his days, the Lord put a real bad illness upon Antiochus Epiphanes, man. And Antiochus Epiphanes was an Edomite. Because he was trying to kill off the Israelites, man. And whenever he put that bad disease on him, what happened, man? He acknowledged that the Lord was the supreme power. And that it was foolishness that a man should have great pride. And that's what's going to happen, man. History always repeats itself. And that's a big saying in the world, is that history repeats itself. Okay, man. It says, verse 3, Psalms 2:3. Let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. Right. So the Lord is in the throne, like in the heavens, man, looking down, man. Seeing all this craftiness going on, man, with his people. Because you touched the apple of his eye, Esau. So the Lord is looking upon you saying, okay, you know, you're doing this, you're doing that. Everybody else may forget, they may forgive you, but I ain't forgiving you, man. And he's going to calm down, he's going to laugh while he's destroying you. Okay? That's what it's saying, man. When you're in great derision, man. It says, then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Right. How is he going to speak to you, man? With them I see those laser beams from the chariots. That's how he's going to speak to you. He ain't going to speak to you like the way we are right now. Because that time is going to be way past. You're going to be just burning up in smoke, going up in flames, man. You know, everybody like that Cheech and Chong smoking weed movie, Up in Smoke. That's what you're going to be like. You know? That's what you love. You know? And it says, yeah, have I set my king upon my holy hill of Zion, right? But the point is that, you know, these people, the elites, you know, these certain international bankers, these Edomites, so-called Jews, the Amalekites, they're all imagining vain things against the Lord, man, trying to go to war with Yahweh Shai. You know? And the Lord is ready. He's like, all right, you know, the Lord already knows that it's gonna happen. He said it that way. It says in the book of Ezekiel, he put a hook in Gog's mouth. You know, so he's gonna draw you according to what you're created for, to go to war. Okay? This is Psalms chapter 49, verse 11. Their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. Right? So the Lord is telling you, he's saying that, hey, he knows your mindset, and you think that you're going to continue to grow, you're going to continue to prolong. But the Lord is saying, no, man. You're not, man. All right? You're not going to have the time that you think you're going to have. And he's showing it. All right? He's showing it. It says the inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever. What are your houses, man? I'm talking about your government, man. You know? Your satellite system that you got going on up in the spirit world, that's what Esau set his nest up in the stars, man. That's that nest that's talking about, them satellites outside of our atmosphere, man. That spy upon the people, that take, you know, pictures and images of the land and the people. You know, they got a new Netflix movie called Stranger Things. No, not that one, man. It's oh man, I forgot the title of it, man. But it's fairly new. It came out this year. But it talks about San Angelo in there, man. It starts off basically here in El Dorado. El Dorado's like 15 minutes away, and they speak about San Angelo. But in that movie, many years back, man, there's something that went on El Dorado. They had what they call these polygamists. You know, those people that have more than one wife. You know, and they have a man that a bunch of Edomites. Y'all brothers already know what I'm talking about. Well, they had them over there in El Dorado, and they did a big roundup, man. They went in there. They imprisoned the main guy that was head of that place. You know, because he was charged with, I guess, like for having sex with minors and shit like that, and whatever, man. You know, but that movie was based because of that. But within that sect, they had a boy. I remember. I'm gonna put the thing on the description box, the name of that movie. Y'all can watch it, man, because in that movie, there's a little boy that comes out of there, out of that particular religion, and he's fleeing, man. His dad goes back and gets him out, you know, but the boy, he had a lot of special powers, man. He knew that he didn't belong to this earth, but anyways, he knew that the satellites were following and watching him, so he had powers to where he caused the satellites that were around him at that time to explode and be destroyed. You know, and they said that it was like close to a rating of a thermonuclear warhead. It was something like that. But it's a cool looking movie. It's a cool movie, man, and it just shows that, you know, we know about your satellites, man. You know, and you're watching those that are of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, we know you're watching us, Esau. We know that you're trying to tap into our phones. You tap into our phones. We We know that you have the you can control the monitors, that the so-called TVs. You control the devices that we call cell phones. You can turn them on, activate them, listen to conversations, turn on the camera. We know that you have that ability, man. And I watched a movie yesterday, man, called Starship Troopers, and in there they got the chip too. I want to make a video on that, and that they show that they got the chip, because there was a certain individual man that gets I think it was a weasel, and he implants something in him, and basically he gave that weasel a commandment to go and get certain information to a certain individual, and his friend said, "I hope you don't do that to me." He was like, "Not yet," meaning that sooner or later they're going to come up with technology to where they can control humans. All right, so I mean, these people, these Edomites, these heathens, man, they imagine a vain thing against the Lord. These people, man, against the Lord ultimately, because we're nothing without the Lord. The Lord is the firstborn of all creatures. Yahweh Shai. Okay. It says Revelations chapter 12, verse 12. Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Right. So the Lord is telling us from the old to the new that this particular enemy, the border of wickedness, son of perdition, Esau, has a short time. And he's going to speed things up, man. And that's why everybody knows there's people that are coming into the knowing about like GMOs. They're gaining knowledge about that, fluoride, estrogen being put in alcohol beverages, which basically they change the DNA of a man. That's why certain men will start growing like feminine, like female body part, as far as like titties, you know, gaining weight, you know. And that's why the Lord, you know, like I'm saying, that people are gaining certain type of knowledge, but the knowledge that they're not receiving is this truth, man. You know, and we're the ones that we know that it's a short time, so we gotta hurry it up. We gotta speed it up, man. You know, there's no kicking back. There's no walking around. No fucking lollygagging, backpedaling. You know, being lukewarm. It's time to move up, man. To move ahead. All right. And that's what the Lord is telling you. He's like, he's gonna catch some of us just being idle, and you're gonna be in a pitiful situation, man, a bad situation. That's why we gotta continue to be meditating upon prophecies. All right. This is Baruch chapter 4, verse 27. Be of good comfort, my children, and cry unto the Most High, for ye shall be remembered of him that brought these things upon you. For as it was your mind to go astray from the Most High, so being returned, seek him 10 times more. Right, so we got to seek him that much more, man. That much more harder. You got to go hard when you come into this thing, man. You know, and keep pushing. And whatever's brought to you, just keep fighting, man. You know, just keep pushing and keep fighting, because you may not be at one point when you first come in. You might, you know, not that you fell away, but you're gonna keep pushing, man. You're gonna tone it down a little bit. Like I said, you're gonna learn a lot of things when you come into this truth. You know, you're gonna learn how to be a little bit more wise. You know, patient. Okay, but we gotta seek him out 10 times more, man. We're not in the time, like I said, we're not in the time to be playing. You know, you got to get it right, man. You got to get it right. All right. This is Sirach, chapter 17, verse 24. It says, "But unto them that repent, he granted them return, and comforted those that felt impatience. Return unto the Lord and forsake thy sins. Make thy prayer before his face, and offend less." Right. So we got to repent and return to the Lord, man. Like the scriptures say, a just man falleth 7 times and rises up again. All right, so don't lose hope. Just keep pushing, man. Keep fighting. All right, and stop making up excuses. You know, because that's what Jake likes to do. Always excuses, man. You know. Going to Sirach 17 and 26 says, "Turn again to the Most High, and turn away from iniquity. For he will lead thee out of darkness into the light of health, and hate thou abomination vehemently." All right, so that's right, man. When you come into this to serve the Lord, man, you gotta hate this wickedness, man. Vehemently, mean that with great force. You know, you gotta have a strong emotion towards this wicked kingdom, man. You know, like I said, there's no more being tossed to and fro like children, because that's what children do. They don't know what they want. They like this one thing and they hate it. You know, and a lot of grown-ups, you know, adults are that way too. They don't have a spirit of a child still. We know that, you know. But basically, what the point is that you gotta put our whole effort into this thing, man. That's why the scriptures are there. You know, love thy power with all thy heart, might, and soul. You know, and that's what it's speaking about, man. Okay. This is Sirach chapter 5, verse 7. Make no tarry to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day, for suddenly shall the wrath of the Lord come forth, and in thy security thou shalt be destroyed and perish in the day of vengeance. All right, so we can't be being hesitant, man. You know, not knowing what we want to do, because that's not gonna make you get to the kingdom, man. That's gonna you're gonna be caught short, man. And that's not what you want, man. You don't want to be short. You don't want to fall short, because we've done that too many times. Every time since we've been on the earth, man, we've always been short. You know, and this is the time, man. The time, you know, through prophecy, this is the end, man. This is the end of the last rulership of Esau. So we're gonna push that much harder to inherit the kingdom, man. You know. But like it says, make no tarry to turn to the Lord, and put not off from day to day. Right, so put not off from day to day, man. Meaning saying don't be wavering in your mind or doubting in your mind, and all being in that weak spirit all the damn time, man. That shit discourages brothers, man. I don't want to hear that shit all the time. Being, I'm going through this, going through that. Everybody goes through something, man. You know, you just gotta deal with it and just overcome it, man. And if you can't overcome it, you gotta deal with it. That's part of that purging too, that refinement, is to build you up, give you patience. I'm gonna go ahead and get that one in James. So James chapter 1, verse 2. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience. But let patience have her perfect way, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Right, so we gotta ride it out, man. You know, and it's hard to do that, especially when you first come into it. You're like, man, you gotta adjust to it. You gotta know how to adjust yourself to certain things, situations that you ain't never really had to deal with. Because Jake always, what does he usually do? Runs to alcohol, runs to certain you know, friends and outlets to where he can vent, show forth his way of trying to get away from the things that he deals with, through alcohol, drugs, and that's where the Lord is saying, man, you can't be doing that. So whenever you go through certain things, when you come into the truth, you gotta let that shit eat you up. You gotta let it purge you out, because it burns, man. That's part of the exercise, man. That's part of the exercising of demons, the flesh. See what I'm saying? It's like it, man. I thought the Edomites were trying to come up. It says, back to James 1 and 3, it says, knowing this, that the trying of your faith worketh patience, but let patience have her perfect work, that you may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Right, so you're gonna be fine, man. You're gonna be like, you know what, I gotta do the work, man. This is the way it is. I gotta bear the indignation of the Lord. You know, I gotta endure the chastisement of the Lord. I gotta count it all joy and happiness when I'm chastened of the Lord. You know, so it's part of that refinement. It's part of you being transformed into that new man. It says, verse 5, James 1 and 5. If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of the Most High, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him. All right, but let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. Right, so we can't have nothing wavering in us, man, in our minds, man. You gotta have faith. All right, Have the mindset of knowing that when you do this thing, this work, that you're gonna be rewarded, man. You know. It says, but let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea driven with the wind and tossed. Right, you're gonna be bugged out, man. You're gonna be in situation after situation. You ain't gonna know what the hell's going on, man. It's gonna be all chaotic, man. Chaos. Nothing but chaos going on with you. You know, it's like the scriptures say, a double-minded man is unstable, man. It's talking about having that doubt in your mind, man. That's what that word waver in James 1 and 6 is about, man. It's doubt. And doubt goes back to not being is something that's uncertain. And you gotta let go of that shit that clouds your mind, man. You know, stop being like, oh, well, I can't see it, I don't understand it, you know, just complaining, man. You know, and that's how this generation is. This generation is in that vague state, man, because it's uncertain. They don't understand it. They're fine with staying in that light. You know, it says, James 1 and 7. For let not that man think that he shall receive anything of the Lord. Right. So when you ask of the Lord, man, certain things you can't be expecting. That's what it is. You know, that's what you're gonna get. You've got to keep pushing. Keep pushing and have faith in the Lord, man. Just do the work. That's all it is. Just do the work. Obey the law, statutes, commandments to the best of your ability. You know, and do the work, man. Pray. You know. Do what the Lord has given us to do, the certain tools like fasting and things of that nature, man. Eat better, eat your herbs, get your essential oils that you need to help you. If you got insomnia, you have problems of crashing out, get those essential oils, man, and rub them up on top of your temples, put them under your nose and rub them on your chest, and you're good, man. And pray on them, man. The Lord will help you. The Lord ain't never left us out in the cold, man. You know. The Lord always got our back, but he ain't got your back if you're doing wickedness, man. All right? But I'm going to go ahead and end it with that, man. Well, matter of fact, let me read down back in James 1 and 8. It says, a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. All right? So you can't be double-minded. You got to be single, have a single eye, be single-eyed, man. Like it says in Matthew. Have your eyes single and focus on your goal, man. It is like now today, you know, if you want to achieve certain things, you gotta have your eyes single and focus on that particular goal. If you got shit blocking you, you're worrying about certain things, you're worrying about everything, or trying to control everything, you ain't never gonna achieve it. Okay, I've been through certain things, and even still to this very day, struggling, you know, because like I said, the devil is like a roaring lion seeking who he may devour. And he throws different wiles out, different trickeries, spells, witchcrafts, and shit, things of that nature at you, man. He's gonna try to cast you out, get you to fall out. But you can't do that, man. So we gotta keep our eyes single. Through all that beating, through all that heartache, you know, that hurt, we gotta keep our eyes single still. We still gotta see that light, man. We still gotta push and fight, man, no matter what. No matter how hard it hurts. It's just gonna make you that much stronger at the end, man. But I want to go ahead and leave it with that, brothers. I want to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone. Much love and respect to you brothers out there doing the work with sincerity and truth. Death to America. Death to you 2/3 Negro Latinos and Native American Indians that don't get right. All right. For the imminent destruction of the Lord is at nigh, man. It's nigh. I'm gonna leave it with that, brothers. Say shalom.